so I could keep myself in order.
I know what y'all thinking. I know what y'all thinking. But the point is, you're getting a video, right? Right. Okay. All of this is because I'm being lazy. Let me move y'all. Hold on. Is this good? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Welcome to the movie review of The Blackening. Now, this movie takes place or is set in an Airbnb, and it is a group of college friends getting together to reunite, to spend some time together, and to celebrate Juneteenth. I love the fact that this movie had a black cast. They also had some Caucasians in here, so don't think that y'all are missing. But it was majority black, African American. Hence the title, The Blackening. Now that doesn't mean Caucasians shouldn't watch it. You definitely should. But it's literally references for us, right? So they had every aspect of us, meaning the bougie, the really smart, the ambitious, the African, the ghetto, and also the mulatto, the mixed ones, and also the ones who are not black but black. If you get it, get it. Anyway, they meet up at this Airbnb to reunite after being, in their careers, doing their own thing, and to have a good time and to celebrate Juneteenth, right? So, of course, when there's a group, there's some beef somewhere. Oh, they also have a gay person. So, they didn't discriminate. They hit every angle. When I tell you I really love this movie, I really love this movie because of its hitting every angle, right? And so let's be real. When we're dealing with African American people, black people in the movies, growing up, and even still now, we're getting a little better. But growing up, it was one token black person. That one token black person in a horror movie or even in regular movies, we died at the beginning of the movie. We died. 10 minutes tops, we died. So this movie literally, it gives kind of spook, but it also gives kind of nosy. And me and my son Ty, me and Ty was watching it, and when they started, like certain things was kind of taking place, and me and Ty was saying, "Oh, they not black. They not black. They not black. Because truth be told, okay, stereotypes. Caucasians, y'all go look to see what's going on. We be like, let's go the other way, cause we don't want to know." But in this movie, they were kind of trying to find out what was going on, which was crazy. But I guess I kind of understood because it's like we're in this Airbnb and we need to make sure it's safe type situation, right? All right. So, they also had a thug too, honey. Like I tell you, they hit every aspect. All right, so two people arrive early. Basically, the people who actually coordinated the event, they arrive early. They find the game in a basement, and the game starts talking. Once the game starts talking, they try to answer the question, and lo and behold, they didn't answer it correctly. So one of them is murdered, and the other is removed, because at the time we didn't know if she was murdered or not. So basically she was removed. Okay, so the rest of the gang shows up, and when the rest of the gang shows up, well, they kind of show different aspects of them traveling. Some was traveling in a group, and then two was traveling by themselves. And with them, the ghetto girl was traveling by herself. One thing about the ghetto girl in this movie, the ghetto girl is herself, but she also crushes stigmas and stereotypes in this movie, which I absolutely love. But she was the one who had the most confidence too. So they meet up. They stop at the store. They get snacks. They all meet up, and they also do the also in this movie, it's the Android iPhone battle. But if you are a techie, you know what you know. We ain't gonna even go there. Anyway, so everybody gets to the house, and when they arrive at the house, the thug is being questioned by the park ranger. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Not necessarily, well, it's the police, but park ranger, right? And so, of course, the girl was like, here's all our names. This is everybody who's supposed to be here. So, don't understand why he's being questioned. Stereotype. But he was like, okay, we're used to having, and before he can finish his sentence, they say white people, and he says families. And so basically they go into the house, they start drinking, they turn on music, they're looking for the two people who were there previous, and they don't know where they are, right? Anyway, they're playing spades. I don't know how to play spades, y'all. It's supposed to be a huge black thing. Go ahead and revoke my black card. I never was interested in learning. I never was. I still don't know how to play. To me, it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, it's a huge thing at the cookouts. I don't care, I'd rather eat. Anyway, they're playing spades, they're drinking, they're eating, they're having a good time, they're talking and reminiscing. And lo and behold, it gets to the point where it's like, where's the first two people that was supposed to be here? So the first two people still haven't shown up. So they started, of course, like going through the house, looking, kind of feeling their way through or whatever, right? So once they started, the biracial girl, she paid attention to a sign that was on the door. And when all of them started walking around to choose their rooms, the sign wasn't there when she went, but when she went back, the sign was there. And she was like, that wasn't there. What's going on? So they all go into the game room. And of course, the same game that the first two end up playing is there. So they started playing the game, which is basically you have to pick a card and you have to answer the questions correctly. And if they didn't answer the questions correctly, this is when the girl who was there in the beginning, this is how I know she was taken hostage, because they showed her on the TV and it was like, if you don't answer 10 questions correctly, she dies. This is how they start realizing that this is not a game. This Airbnb is not necessarily haunted, but somebody is playing some craziness, stupidness, whatever. So they are playing the game. In the game, you had to answer things that you should know as a black person, things you should know as a black person. Basically, they compared living single to Friends. And truth be told, most of them who were African American knew the show, which is so crazy because there's so many stereotypes out there. Like, my son loves Big Bang Theory. He loves Big Bang Theory. I don't think he's ever watched Young Sheldon, but he loves Big Bang Theory. Like, he gets certain comedies that I don't get, and I be like, that's not funny, but he'll be dying laughing. So the stereotype is like the dry comedy, dry humor, he absolutely loves, even though he's African American, and I be sitting there like, I don't get it. But as I stated, a lot of them end up knowing the answers. The biracial girl had no clue anything about the show Friends. The All Negro Spiritual, not the All Negro Spiritual, the National Black Anthem, the second verse, the biracial girl knew. They didn't know. Like, it was just, the game was literally testing your blackness and also testing to see if you knew things about the Caucasian people that we're not supposed to watch because it's not stereotypical of us to watch, basically. Anyway, the majority of the movie is literally, it gives a look on how black people look at white people, how white people look at black people, the references of what we had to go through throughout the timeline, even hitting some slavery connotations, also how we treat each other as black people. This movie hit every point, every note, even giving a little horror, a little thriller, a little suspense. And I figured out a little bit of it, but it kept my attention throughout the whole thing because I couldn't figure everything out, which I absolutely love, because nowadays movies, you pretty much can get the plot, you pretty much can get the story, because everything is repetitive and it's pretty much the same. But this kept me on my toes. This kept my attention. This was like, as you can see in a previous vlog, you hear Ty laughing like, oh my God, like, oh, and I tell you, from the beginning to the very end, it kept my attention and it kept me on my toes, because the things and the stereotypical things that you would expect didn't happen. I give this movie 9 halos. Yes, very high. I absolutely love it. In your spare time, definitely check out the Blackening, and it's on Stars if you have the Stars app, and check it out. After you watch it, go down in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm all for it. Even if you didn't like it, let me know what you didn't like. I'm all for that too. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I will see you in the next one.